Deck video from Locals. But before we get into that video, I actually just wanted to go ahead and show off the 3 captains structure deck. I actually wound up managing to cop 2 of them things from my locals. So I thought that, you know, in case y'all want to see, we'll go ahead and open this thing up and check some of these cards out because they are absolutely beautiful. They look fantastic. If you haven't gotten yours yet, I highly recommend. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this thing open real quick. Packaging pretty cool. The overall design was pretty nice. I thought it was cool that it came with the deck box. I thought that was pretty nice. Nice feature, nice little addition for adding to your collection, expanding your decks and your deck ideas. They went ahead and put that Trafalgar Law up there. Honestly, the camera does not do this thing any justice. It is just absolutely gorgeous. Amazing, amazing, amazing card. Looks beautiful. Bandai definitely did this thing. They got my money. As soon as they said Nami unbanned, I was like, you know what? Might be okay to get this product. But at any rate, oh my God. Oh my goodness, man. These things, my bad. These things look absolutely phenomenal. Like, yo, this print is crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. By all means, go ahead and get your copy. Every single last card in the deck comes as hollow. Every single last one. Got those blocker laws. Got those kids. Oh my God, the sorrow. Nom, nom. Look at my right. Look at my baby. Look at it. Let me pull my thumb. Let me show you. Anyway, this trash card, we're gonna forget they even exist. Then we got these Jimbies. These right here are actually gonna be pretty nice. I think that these are gonna be a nice addition to the Straw Hat package. Some nice kid cards, the twins, got this Gunfeller, that there, Leppy, some events, and you know, of course, these absolutely amazing looking Dawn. Bandai, you slick sly dog, you. Oh goodness. Yeah, so that's the opening. Let's get into some gameplay. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yo. So, getting into this match, go ahead, going in with the dice roll. I actually win it, and it is category, as I said, versus Law. This matchup is actually pretty interesting. As you guys are going to see, that Law is still very powerful, still something to have to deal with. I would say that I actually came into a pretty decent hand, and I actually probably played the hand pretty good this time around. I don't think that I played it bad at all. I think I actually played every card into my favor. He goes ahead and searches that searcher. He goes to searcher into the searcher. Go ahead, post this for him. You know, all good cards. Let's see. I go ahead and top deck one of the best cards I could have, the Beltanimo, and man, was that pretty lucky for me to get into. I'm talking about that just set me up so good for the upcoming turns that you're gonna see. He goes 5 into my life. I'm like, as per usual with Law, I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take. I knew he was going to go to that. Kind of sort of telegraphed that pretty easily. I've also got my kids with me, so excuse me, as y'all can see, they're you know, just kind of sort of having fun in the background, just kind of sort of messing with all my things, kind of sort of making me kind of sort of misplay a little bit. She's just having a little fun, just tossing my dice around and whatnot. But at any rate, yeah, I just kind of sort of have to go ahead and situate that. Just he's reading up my cards, trying to figure out what does what. I'm just going ahead and trying to situate and figure out what I want to do with my turn. I go ahead and swing 5 at his life. He takes. And then I'm like, what do I want to do here? I decide to go ahead and play a searcher. I go ahead and do find the Vista, as you can see. So I'm deciding if I want to play that Vista now. If I want to play it next turn, I've got the Dawn to play it now. I could pop one of his cards and just go ahead and do that. And the result is he reads law. He was telling me that he was a little new to the game. He had been playing category for a hot second, but he hadn't ran into too many laws, unfortunate for him. I play the Momo, and then I go ahead and play another Ezo. I was feeling pretty lucky with my Ezo search, so I decided I was going to go ahead and see if I could get something up top. I fortunately do. And then I say that I've got a pretty good established board here, and I pass to my opponent, and I go ahead and see what he does. Now here I'm thinking to myself, I'm playing Cat. Cat can't wait to take life. Law really likes to have hand advantage, and I really like to have blockers. And I knew he was going to go in for 2 swings, so I just figured to myself, I'll take him. I had a pretty large hand, and I felt very comfortable with the kind of power that I had in hand. I felt very comfortable with the board presence that I had, so I was just like, you know what? Yeah, go ahead, take it. You can have it. So I went ahead, took him life, let him go ahead and give me hand advantage. He goes ahead and plays a blocker, I do believe at this point in time. Yeah, he plays the blocker, and I'm like, cool. Then on this turn, you're about to see the true power of that Bartolomeo come in right here, right now. This dude is just puts in work. All right, I just want y'all to see this turn. I thought it was very, very powerful card for me. Took care of a lot of things that he had on board. Took care of a lot of the problems that other team that he had, and it was just amazing in my personal opinion. So I'm going ahead trying to figure it out what it is I would like to do. I'm taking my time. I'm pondering. I'm thinking. I'm adding up my Don. I'm seeing what I got here. I'm noticing that I'm missing Don. So again, I got my kids with me. They've been messing with all my jazz. So I go ahead and take the time out to tell my daughter, hey, yo, come on now. I know that, we out and about and you just a little child, but please, Daddy love you. I just want to play games. I accidentally look at my life, and he's a fun game. He decided, hey, I'm not going to hold you against it, because this is actually played during the side of the tournament that I had finished my last round early, and I was not playing this. I was actually playing Dofi. So I decided that after losing twice with Dofi, I was just going to go ahead and play this and see what this was about. My daughter's trying to have a nice little conversation with me, and I'm trying to, be as patient as I can. My opponent's being patient with the whole situation. I couldn't find all my Dons, so I was just like, forget it. I'll just go ahead and switch to my new Don. And I go ahead and do that. And then I go ahead and believe this is where I just go off. And I have been trying to decide what I do. I explained to him that I just traded off my Don. That's all I did. I just couldn't find all my Dons, so I just went ahead and used a different set. So I went ahead and swung into the peril, reducing it by 2, allowing me to go ahead and KO that. He goes ahead and searches. I forget what he looks for. I think he has a 2K to his hand. I'm pretty sure he has a 2K to his hand. No, he has a Big Mommy to his hand. Okay. So he had Big Mom to his hand. And then I decide I'm going to go 1 for Atama. Reduce. Use my Law Leader's ability to shambles. I'm pretty sure that's what I do next. I think that's what would have been the smart result. I was thinking about using this Momo because I thought to myself, man, I ain't seen no supernovas for and I hesitated on using this Momo, and I didn't want to use the Momo. That's why you see me just kind of sort of pausing, because I'm like, nah, I ain't seen no supernovas. I'm going whiff with this Momo, and that's exactly as I felt. And as you're going to see here momentarily, spoiler alert, I decided to use the Momo, and it was just because I was just like, well, if I hit with it, I could get some card advantage, but let's go and see. I don't have a strong feeling about it, but oh well, I'm gonna go ahead and play anyway, because even if I leave it on board, he's probably gonna go for it. And I hit all supernovas. I'm like, okay, good job. Should have played the Bonnie. I had the Don for it, but it's all good. You live, you learn, you play some more. That A-drop kid is just That's what he is. So I go ahead and shambles out, returning the automa to the hand, getting a 2K, returning that, then popping his blocker because I had already automated it. He was just making sure he read law to know what it does, and it's just like, yeah, he does do that. So he got ahead, pop the blocker, give a Dawn to lead, swing 6 of life. I think he takes this as well. He does pop my blocker law. That was unfortunate. I go ahead and pass to him. And he does make an interesting decision here for this turn. I was actually very surprised by this. He decides, and this made me think that maybe he just doesn't have anything in his hand whatsoever. Because I think this is the turn where he just puts 3 onto his character and then swings. So I'm like, man, what? You must be dead in the water over there in that hand of yours. So I'm just like, okay, go ahead, give you the 1K. And he just starts to think about that, like, okay, yeah, he did, return that 1K to the hand, so I guess that didn't make sense to swing like that. And then I go ahead and take that because I'm just like, well, I'm playing cat, so, it'd be fine. I got a blocker law in hand. I'm like, I got a Vista in hand. I'm feeling pretty confident, like, again, about my board state, what I got. I'm knowing that there's nothing he could play in the 5K range that could survive. I'm knowing that there's nothing he could play in the 6K range that could survive. Actually, he could play his 5/7. I could have KO'd that because I had Otama in the hand, and I could have just used the board to go ahead and reduce by 4 and go in line like that. But I just go ahead and use my 1 to go ahead and swing into. Then I follow up with a search. I was actually pretty confident about the search. I actually did think that I would hit Atlanta 1-0 in this one. So I go ahead and search, and of course I did. And my baby's just gonna let me know that she's thirsty and that she has her can. She was actually just, just being there with me the whole time was kind of cool. But at any rate, I'm trying to think what I want to do with these 2 Dynafone Shambles first. If I want to play the Vista, so I had to play the Law Shambles and then play the Zoro and just start going in heavy with the attacks because he didn't have anything on board and he didn't have much anything in hand, I'd imagine. So I was just like, I'm just gonna start swinging wide at you, and that's what I went ahead and did. And he just started giving me counters. And I'm like, okay, fine, pass. And I've got 1 blocker, no life. He's got 1 attack, and I've got a trillion cards in hand. I'm feeling pretty confident. Like, this game is looking like it's all the way going in my favor, and I'm really just kind of sort of just playing through the motions right now. I just see that my opponent doesn't really have anything. In my mind right now, I'm thinking that he's bricked up because he dropping 1K counters. He could have been saving 2K counters, but the fact that he wasn't playing anything on board made me feel like maybe he had a bunch of 2Ks in hand, but he wasn't playing them. When I seen he played this move, I was like, that was interesting, giving me a life, and then try and swing for 7 at my life. No, he goes to get 7 at the Zoro peaks, and I'm trying to think, should I save? And I do believe that I do because I have the counter power in hand to do so. So I was like, and I knew I wasn't about to try and reduce that category low enough, and I knew I couldn't reduce category low enough to go ahead and stop. Actually, I could have reduced the category low enough. Now I'm looking at my hand, I did have 2 Otamas. I could have taken that down. I could have discarded a different 2K and reduced that by 6 and shambles the Vista back onto the board. But I didn't have a law, so I guess that's why I really wasn't caring about that play too much. I do have a Bonnie in hand, and I could have used this Bonnie to find a law. I think I do find a law, actually. Let's see here. Restand law, not blocker law, which is just as good, allowing me to go wide. So at first I was just like, oh crap, like he's gonna kill me next turn. I mean, I've got a lot of counter power in hand, but I don't have enough counter power for him to divide both these attacks and me not dying. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right, this blocker law is my life. Like, this is why you see me pause, and I'm just like, crud, I'm going to die next turn. I've got nothing. Oh, that sucks. I was going to win until it just didn't. But luckily I realized that blocker law is my life, and I'm just, okay, no, I'm totally 100% fine then. Like, I'm gravy, actually. So then I was thinking of attacking into his life and what that can mean. So I go 7 into life, and I was thinking that, like, if he gets a trigger, I'll just go ahead and shambles a Vista, play a Vista, reduce whatever he plays to pop it, but he didn't get a trigger. And right here, I'm thinking like, well, maybe I should just still hold off on that move before I just commit to swinging, because he might get something out of life. And I just say, forget about it. I'm just gonna commit, because you know, if he's got it, he's got it. He doesn't.